Hi there. If you have come across my channel, you're welcome. In today's video, I'm telling you the amount of money, what was covered in my relocation package. So like I said in my previous videos of when I talked about the total amount of money I spent when I was planning my relocation to Ireland. If you have not watched that video, I'll link the link to that video in the description box and in the comment section of this video, so feel free to check that out. I mentioned that some of the fees, they are going to be refunded to you by your employer, and many more that I didn't even mention in that video. So stay tuned to know the total amount of money or what you stand to gain when you get hired from overseas as a nurse. So to begin with, this money varies from employer to employer. If you are being employed by the HSC, which is the government, their relocation package is slightly different. If you are being employed by, let's say, private nursing home, the relocation package is slightly different as well. And if it's a private hospital, it differs. But literally, the amount, I think, comes to fairly the same thing. But the amount of things they are going to refund to you is going to be different, and the approach to how this is refunded differs as well. So to begin with, some of the employers, especially the HAC, is going to refund your IELTS results, your IELTS fee, or your English language fee. But for me, that wasn't refunded. So I'm going to go straight to the point, to the ones that my employers refunded to me. The first and even the most important one was that they refunded my recognition fee of 350 euro. I told you guys that that was 287,000 naira at the time, which for now is about 700,000. But the money is not refunded in your own currency because you paid it in euro. So it's refunded back in euro, which is one of the startup fee that you'll be using to keep body and soul together when you are here waiting to get your first salary. So yeah, the 350 euro was refunded to me. Next money after that was the atypical working scheme. So the atypical working scheme, I didn't even get to pay that. That's why I didn't mention it in my video. It was the agent who was handling my immigration process that applied for the AWOs on my behalf. So all I needed to do was to give her an authorization letter to apply on my behalf. That money is 250 euros. So that was paid upfront. And after that was for me to do my flight. So my flight was booked. My one-way direct economy ticket was booked directly by the immigration agent. I think that was about 800. My flight from the ticket I saw was about 870 euro. And that was paid upfront by my employer, so I didn't even get to pay that. But for some employers, you have to pay it yourself, and they will refund everything when you pass your exam. But for me, it was paid upfront, and that's like the biggest money. The flight is like the biggest money since I was doing adaptation. An adaptation fee is 1,000 euro as well. It's 1,000 euros. So that was like covered already, because the adaptation, I did it in the hospital. So it wasn't in a different hospital as outside the ones that employed me. So I don't know how they do that, but the money is with them. It's them that took care of that. It was 1,000 euro. And if you were to do exams, which is 2,800, that will also be refunded as well. Then you now talk of after you pass your adaptation, that you need to register with the NMBI, which is 145 euro. That was also paid for. So I paid that with my money. So with my employer, that particular one, I paid it, and then I filled the form and sent to them, and they refunded back to me on the next round of salary that they were paying. The next money they paid for me was my initial residence permit. So when I came into the country, I had to register my stay here, and for that it's 300 euro for you to get that done at the immigration office, and my employer paid for that as well. I don't know if you're counting all of that. I don't really want to like say the total amount, but if you are taking notes, that's okay. So yeah, I hope this give you like an insight to what you might stand to get back after spending your money. They covered my accommodation for 7 weeks, so there was an option for you to choose to be with a host family for 7 weeks, or they pay a hotel for you for 4 weeks to stay, and then you find your way with accommodation. So I told them I'm going to stay with a host family. So what happened is that they will get a family who is ready to accept a stranger into their house, and you stay with them. So the initial 4 weeks is like automatic, you can't get back any money there. So I was lucky to find a place after 3 weeks. So the 4th week was the last week I stayed with my host, so I left, and then they refunded me the 3 weeks that should made it 7 weeks. So they refunded 300 euro per week, which was 900 euro in total. So that's like the direct money that like enter my pocket. Not like enter your pocket, because you're still going to pay for rent, of course, but you know, the initial accommodation was paid for 300 euro per week for 7 weeks. So that was the total of everything, and I am and still grateful for the opportunity that I had. I am not taking it for granted, and I am always appreciative of my employer that they were able to do all of that for me. And I wish you all the best, and that you even be able to get more. For some of my counterparts that are in the HSC, some of them, you know, may get a little bit different or more than that, or some are less than that, like I said at the beginning of this video. So please feel free to like, comment, and share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook, please. And I want to get to 1,000 subscribers. Please let that happen, please. And I'll see you in my next video.